All right. So I am picking up today on the Octopus project. I did do a bit more work off of stream. I did a bunch of the asset cutting out, and I started the one of the classes that we're going to use inside the game. But I do still have a bit to do on this class, and then I think there's going to be a few more classes we're going to make that ultimately will use, all of them together to make the game itself. So this is a diver class. It's basically the one that represents. Let's grab the sprite sheet for it. This is its sprite sheet, so it's one of these sprites at any given time. It will move up and down, the side here and over across here, and it will control its own tile index. Ultimately, like, each of these match up with a location. So it will manage, like, making sure it's showing the right one, the right sprite at any given time. It'll have some helper functions for move forwards, move backwards that will eventually hook up the buttons to. The thing I need to do right now, though, is get the last location point. So I've got a bunch of them, but we need the next one, which is going to be, I think, the last one. Yeah, we need to basically figure out the XY coordinates of where the diver, this is our diver object here. We need to figure out the XY coordinates of where it will be when it's over here. So for this, I'm just kind of guessing checking. So we know we're going to go further to the right than this one. And it looks like it's down just a little bit. So maybe something like that. Let's see where that gets us. In order to actually see it there, this code right here is setting the location based on the index inside this list. We'll switch it to the 4, which will be the last one. The other thing we want to do is update the sprite index. Because each of the locations has their own sprite, basically. So we need to change to the correct one when we move here, and that's going to help us line it up correctly. And do that, we should have somewhere where we created the diver here. Yeah, here we're setting it also by index. Should be able to go up to 4. Well, no, there is no 4. Right, this one actually is the odd one because there's actually 3 sprites for the last location. So I guess we probably start with the first one. Taking treasure 0 instead of no treasure. Okay. So we do need to go over a little more. Maybe another nudge down. Too far. Still too far. That one's looking pretty good. Yeah. Looks pretty good. And so when he's here, he will actually rotate between the last three. We could mock that up by having something like this. In case no, yeah, this logic's not gonna work. I think what we'll do is we should keep a current sprite index. Well, this should be maybe this. Sets it to the first one the first time. And here we go. Okay. If it is currently on the last one in the list, then put it to 0. If it's not, then increment it. So it'll start on 0, it'll go to 1, it'll go to 2. We'll show it each time. It'll be on 2, so it'll go back to 0. Yeah. Okay. The one thing we'll probably need to tweak in the sprite sheet is that we are moving just by changing sprites. need to be scooted to the left. We're scooting this over just a bit. One back in the background. So another thing we need to do still is this one is actually indexed. It is. I mean, I guess we could keep the color map. I did use green. Current one. I suppose it's okay either way. Okay, to the camera here. There we go. Oh yeah, there we go. That's much better. It's not jumping anymore. Location. Yeah, that's pretty nice looking. Yeah, that's good. It's perfect. Okay, so next let's make some move forwards and move backwards buttons for this diver. Because the diver basically needs to move to all these positions. And at this point we have them. Inside here, the XY locations. We also have the indexes that match up with the sprites that it will use at each location. Like the index within the sprite sheet. And then the last three are the taking treasure, these three here that it's cycling through. So let's go def move forward. We want a new variable also. Okay. Should also just go ahead and set ourselves on the... Well, we should stop doing animation outside of here. Really, we should stop setting this outside of here as well. We should just start on 0 without treasure. Let's see, we would be on... start on 0. It's right there. And I guess by default maybe you should be hidden? Because at the beginning of the game, we'll actually have the one up here, which will be a different object inside of our game. Probably just a tile grid. I don't think it may not need to be a special object because it doesn't have too much special behavior, just hiding and showing. So for move forward, we're basically going to increment both of these if we're not at the treasure. And we just increment. So 0, 1, 2, 3. So up by 1, and then yeah, the location also. we should do this. So really, we should also have like so change the values and then update the one on the screen. If it is on the last one, then just update the sprite index only. Well, 0, 1, 2, 3. Actually, this should be 4. So we still want to go up from 3. We are on 4 though. Do this only. Actually, I do think we want 3, and then I think we want let's see. I guess we could go these basically match up with the sprites we're going to be using. So let's see, in the init we'll just go no treasure. These should not just always be 0 though. If you are on... Ooh, we actually want 2 instead of 3. It's a question of when do we change. We change as soon as we get onto 4. Yeah, we do actually want... That should be 2. This one should actually be 3. It's still gonna go up. But this one is just gonna... From whatever state we were in, doesn't really matter. Either have treasure or not. 2. Taking treasure. We're in the last spot, then we don't change location. We do update the sprite. We stay in this. I'm wondering, do we really want sprite index and location index separately? Maybe we should just only be using... Well, maybe we should only be using sprite index for the taking treasure. In the other states, maybe we don't care what our sprite index is because it will always be the same. If it's 0, 1, or 2, they both go up by 1. It's 3, becomes 0, location goes to 4. Go to taking treasure. If we're in 4, then this increments. So we do need logic to set it back. We made it to the end of the taking treasure list, then just reset it back to 0. So it'll plus up to 3, but then be equal to length and drop back to 0. So we should be iterating over 1, 0, 1, 2. We basically change each time we move forward. Now I'll just go moving diver. Why didn't we go to 4? Oh, right. We should be calling this no matter what we were on. There we go. There we go. Now it'll just stay down there, but it's iterating through our takes. Actually, did we do anything different? I don't think. I think we do need to do anything different for the first one. So really, we should just say location index is greater than 0. This one. If it is 0, then I mean, really, this is where drop off treasure that boat. Just leave it like that for now, though. Put this at the beginning too, that way it won't skip past the first one before we can see it. So let's go 10 forwards, 10 backwards. Whoops. Just found GIMP. Oh, sorry, this is from a little bit ago too. I don't know, I never did play a Pong sound or anything. Just found GIMP image configure grid. Image. Wait, you said image configure grid. Let's see, what was mine here? It was 16 over 4, 20, 29? 29 by 28, I think. Okay. Oh. Oh, yeah, that's pretty sweet. Yeah, that's really helpful, actually. Nice. Yeah, thank you for that. Image configure grid. Yeah, we were just talking about that yesterday. That's yesterday or the day before. That's awesome. Alright, 10 forward, 10 back. Guess it's already running. Failed. 6 out of range. Move forward. It doesn't correctly come back out of the taking treasure state, which should be... So yeah, I was wrong actually. It does need different behavior for the first one. If it is the last one, then we still need to -1. But we also need to put the state really, it would be based on whether or not we have treasure. Treasure count I don't have yet, but I'll make it. Start on 0. So then actually here, plus equals 1 each time. Or should it take only when you... No, I think you should get 1 per button press. I think that's fine. Even though the animation is like three frames per, like, you taking a thing, putting it back, I think still we want to give you 1 point per button press instead of full animation. I had my gloves. We should also reset the index, sprite index, to 0 when we change back to it should be 3, because that's what we're going down to for the location index. And then this should change the sprite index also. Yeah, we'll leave that blank now, but maybe we'll just say print, drop off. Got cold hands. I think I'm gonna grab my hoodie real quick. Yeah. Go arms only like this for a bit. See how that goes. Oh. Nice. One thing we could do is when we're on 0, we could just go ahead and set the state back. Back to no treasure. So our bag will go away. Basically, treasure, no treasure is whether we have the bag or not. So there we have a bag. We still have it, we still have it, we still have it. Now we got rid of it. Now we got it back. One thing we should do here, I guess, is hide, maybe? Yeah, I guess because it doesn't show until the first time. Um, hmm. That's alright. I think we'll manage the hidden state elsewhere, not inside this object. And we may want to refer to this actually as moving diver or player diver, diver player. Because we'll have this one up here, which is like diver boat. This one probably will just be a tile grid though, so like diver boat tile grid maybe. We've also got our 2 extra life tile grids here, which also depict divers, so. We've got our captured diver here as well, which is also just a tile grid. This probably makes sense. Diver player, player diver. We're gonna make a game object, class Octopus game. This will, and I guess it could extend group. I don't know that it necessarily needs to. So inside of our CodePy, we'll call tick over and over again. We'll also, inside of our CodePy, we'll listen for the button presses and then, you know, either send those signals into our game or maybe our game will hold our player or something, kind of process everything through there. So this will be like our high-level object that represents the entire game. It'll track how many lives are left, what the total score is, all that stuff. It'll also contain the octopus, which is going to be another object that we're going to make here eventually. I think our main objects are going to be the diver player, the octopus game, and the octopus itself. And then we've got some kind of like helper ones, which are just tile grids, not custom objects. The captured diver is a tile grid. The boat diver is a tile grid. Yeah, that's it actually. Our octopus object will hold all of our tentacle segments and manage which ones are showing at which time. Our game object will hold everything and kind of like coordinate everything from the higher level. Some of our stuff that's inside CodePy right now is actually going to move to game. Probably a lot of stuff, truthfully. Go ahead and put these on self, that way the game could access them later if we needed to. We may not need to in some of the cases, but... Okay, got the background in. Let's put our extra lives in. Same thing here, we're going to put these on self. No longer appending to main group, instead we're appending to self. Player, diver player, we don't need to add it. We do need to add it here. Caught diver, I guess this might... Maybe this will live inside Octopus? We'll see later on. I'll put it in here for now. Possible this will live inside Octopus instead of game. Tentacle. I'm gonna comment out the tentacle for now. That one's definitely gonna go inside the octopus. We'll work on the octopus next. Go to the main group with the memory free. So this pretty much should be showing mostly the same stuff. Nope. Okay. Oh, we don't have anything in true. Alright, nothing's actually moving. That makes sense. So let's hook up the buttons to... move back and forth, and some other stuff. think we go def left button press. Oop. Left button, right button. These are actually where it's gonna go. Go backwards though for left button. It'll manage like moving the treasure from the player to the score inside of here somewhere as well. Just make sure we didn't break anything. It should still show the same thing and not really do anything different. We should be able to now though. We could hook up the buttons. Do we want to use like we could use PyBadger, or we could use UGame. It would make it more portable. One point I had trouble where UGame was not allowing me to see my own game. Yeah. Oh, wait, what? Yeah, like it. Or if we do like. Yeah, something UGame changes the way you need to use the display, I guess. It used to be possible to use only the button controls inside UGame separate from the display stuff, because it also has its own sort of sprite display mechanism. It used to be possible to use them separately, but I think now they're tied together. Oh. What? Why did we not go back to showing it? I think the display is uninitialized. There we go. I gotta try to remember to ask Shifu about the U-game thing. If it's still possible to use the controls. Okay, so instead I think we'll go, maybe we'll just go digital I/O for now. Let's see. Oh. There should just be button select and button start. Oh no, actually there's not, because they are on a shift register of some sort, so I almost don't just want to maybe just inside of here instead. I don't actually know top of my head how to use keypad. Okay. Key number 2 and key number 3 are the two buttons we're going to use. 2 is the right button. Drop off 9. Cool. So here's this is kind of our core functionality right here, is being able to move this diver back and forth, take the treasure at the end there, bring it back to the boat. The one up here on the boat will show up eventually. The rest of the tentacles will show up eventually. This is kind of our core functionality here. And it's working pretty nicely. I'm happy with this. We do now have a callback inside game. So game left button press inside of here. And then player, I guess it's plussing treasure inside of here. Maybe it shouldn't be. Well, yeah, I think I do like that actually. The player keeps track of its own treasure, but the game keeps track of the score. Treasure ultimately becomes score, but whoa. Yeah. You show.
No.
I was running through my head for some reason. Nice. Beetles. Octopus garden. It's not coming through, is it? Okay, good. Last thing I need. Beetles copyright on me. Nice. I got it running now. Let's see. Some other things we need to do. We still need the octopus, of course. I thought we did have this boat diver. Maybe not. It's not. Alright, let's make a boat diver. I'm gonna use image load or on disk. We'll go image load. Oh wait. Nice. Oh. Oh. Tile grid. $32 by $21. Wonder if I didn't shrink that one. That looks bigger. Looks too big. $2 by $21. $2 by $21. Okay, I never did scale it down. Two. Hmm. Oh, it's all fuzzy though. I'm zoomed in. It's just because I'm zoomed in. So it's gonna be messed up with the green though. I thought I was doing some of these shrinks earlier without running into trouble. Two. Yeah, okay, I guess it needs the background. We'll tweak it a hair too. Maybe we'll fill in a couple more, but um, back to full. We'll get a little bit more of this. Okay. Oh. There we go. And so sometimes that one will be the one with the bag, and sometimes it'll be the other one. Sometimes it'll be this one, sometimes it'll be this one. It starts on 0 by default, and it'll just change the sprite index. And you'll generally never see both of these two on at the same time. Usually when this one disappears is when this one will show up, and then whenever this one reappears, this one will go away. And the game object will manage that, since they'll both of these things kind of belong to the game object. I can't actually do the disappear. That's alright. Got it in my to-do. Let's see. Alright. I think I may stop there for now. I got another good chunk of this done, so partially I just wanted to show where I was at with the diver class. Well, it was called diver when I started. Now I've kind of refactored it into diver player. It's got its movement functions now. It's got its updating. We finished out the last of the locations. So we now have our object that we can move back and forth across all the locations we need. You know, we're getting pretty close to having this thing knocked out. I think the last major piece is probably the octopus. Right now we've got our caught diver, which is kind of part of the octopus, but we don't have anything else yet. The octopus object, I mean, which will have all these tentacles. Of course, we have the octopus visible here in our background, but as far as from like a programmatic standpoint, we're gonna have an octopus object, which is gonna hold all of these tentacle segments and manage which one's showing at any given time. The game tick will call down to the octopus tick, and the octopus tick will, for each tentacle, decide whether to go extend it out farther or pull it back. But yeah, I think we'll do that one next time. Feeling pretty good about the diver class, and I got the game class started now as well to orchestrate the whole thing, so I think we're looking good. Thanks for hanging out. C. Grover, anybody else who is watching, definitely appreciate you as always. I'll be back. Let's see, I don't know for sure. I'll probably stream sometime tomorrow, but I'm not sure what time. Yeah, probably sometime tomorrow. So watch out in the live chat room, or follow me on Twitch over there if you want to get notification when I do stream. Probably will be working on this as well tomorrow, so maybe the octopus class or something like that we'll tackle tomorrow. So yeah, until then, hope everybody has a good night. I will see you next time. Thanks.